Alrighty. I'm going to be working through making a custom curtain wall panel for Blue Wing Tiger over in the r/architecture Discord channel. I'm just going to be working through it kind of as we go. I'm going to show what we're going for here. Combination of this, so they've got something that they're working on. And, we're going to try to give them something that they can use in their project. And I think the way to go about doing that is going to be using curtain wall, an embedded curtain wall. So we'll see. Follow that now. Of course, as soon as I start streaming, my dog wants to come in. I will step away for 1 second. Never fails, guys. As soon as I start streaming, the dog wants to come in. All right. Let's try this again. All right. So let's just define this real quick. Let's just make this curtain wall panel. Let's say that the vertical layout is something like 5 feet. Let's do maximum spacing 5 feet. And then the horizontal is, let's do 12 feet. Okay, should just about line up there. All right, so what we want to do is we want to replace these panels with something that looks like what we've got right here. So we'll do individual panels like this. And I don't know if we're going to need to offset them or not, but we might be able to do that with a custom pattern on these. So we might be able to do something with that, but we'll come to that when we need to. The important thing is we want these panels to have something like this. And I'm not going to worry about the cutouts or anything like that. We're just going to get it to where we've got the panel, and then the catwalk in between might be a different solution, but we'll try to work it in here with a curtain wall system as well. So let's get going. We're going to do a new And that's going to be a curtain wall panel. Right. And then the first thing we're going to do is we're going to throw down a reference line. Goes to the exterior here. And actually, we want, we want to be able to control how far this is offset. So we're going to lay down a couple of reference planes, and I like to lay out the basically the framework, the skeleton. So this is going to be the exterior face panel. Is that what we want? It's going to be tough because we need a center of rotation, and that I think is going to be what dictates how far this is offset. So essentially, oh, I didn't get the sketch. So we've got the location of that. So let's go from, and this is always going to be the center of the wall. So we're going to have to calculate how far that comes off the center of the curtain wall itself. How that's calculated, we got to figure that also. So let's see. It could be that we have a top and a bottom. So essentially, we would have something like, we could do this. We could do exterior face of that wall. Definitely. Right. And then this is the point of rotation, I believe. Yep. And then it's stuck in that. So let's do this real quick. Let's go look at the front exterior side here. I think what we're going to want to do is we're going to need two families here. We're going to need the curtain wall assembly. Curtain wall assembly. We're going to need the curtain wall panel. And I think inside that curtain wall panel, we're going to need the catwalk segment. And we're going to need basically the Brise Soleil panel. Okay. So I think the catwalk is going to go like right along here. And then this line is going to be where the panel originates. And we'll base it around basically the line where this rotates. That right there. So we'll use that as our alignment. So let's come in here and let's just create, what do I want to start with? I want to start with the catwalk, or I want to start with the panel? I think the panel is more important. So we're going to do a new family here. And I'll do this as wall panel. I can do it as a generic model. Let's do a generic model just to start with. And what we're going to do is put some bones in. Okay. Going to be right, left, front, rear. View that out. Same thing here. We're going to make this panel, panel width. I think that's going to be a type parameter. We're going to call this panel thickness. Thickness. And then I think we want this. So let's set these up here real quick. This is going to be left, right, back, front. And then this is going to be a strong reference. And this is going to be center of rotation. And we want to offset that from one side here. And just in case, let's put a control in here. This is going to be center of rotation offset. We're eventually going to want to make this to where it can't be more than the width of the panel. That makes sense. Because if this is like 4 feet and the panel width is 3 feet, then we've got an issue. We're going to have to deal with that eventually. All right, let's just create an extrusion. Everything here. All right, let's go look at our front. Panel height. Off the panel. Make that top. And the reason I'm defining all this is so that if we make another family or we swap things out, Revit will be able to understand where everything goes. So let's just make sure that everything flexes good here. Panel height. Okay. We'll be able to come in and change this all up later. Great. Then let's just go do this real quick. I actually want to go ahead and I don't want to do this. This needs to be more like this. This. And we might want to come back and define this as the panel height later on, but for now, this is what I'm going to do. Let's just call this panel gap. Okay. See why we want to make sure that we're paying attention to that right there. And let's go ahead and just create fusion right there. Can't tell if I've got a fly in my ear or I'm hearing music. This is going to be, what do I call this? Our diameter. Rod radius, support rod radius. We want this to go all the way up to the top. I don't know why it didn't give me a locking option there. That's weird. Go. There we go. Okay. All right, we're gonna save this. Let's call this panel. Ah, nice. Ow. Are you serious? Ah, there we go. All right, let's load this into, what do we want to load this into? Family 1. Okay. And we want to align it here and here. That's what we want to do. And then can we make this a reporting parameter? We want this to be called input of rotation offset. And what we really want to happen here is we want this center of rotation offset to match that center of rotation offset. Okay, so that matches that. And then we want the width of this panel to match. What is it that I had to do before? This is going to be a reporting parameter. There's something special you have to do to this. We're going to start with this. So now the nice thing is that because those dimensions are linked, if I move this or if I change this, everything kind of goes with it. So good, that's working nicely. Let's go to exterior here. Let's make this all height. That's what I was afraid of. I think what's going to happen, because curtain panels are a special breed of family, we can't actually tell it the height and width. It picks that up automatically from the family. So if I were to go ahead and load this into, I didn't mean to do that. Actually, let's go ahead and save this as I messed up. I want to call this. Let's load this into project. And then what I want to do here, come on, man, is I want to make the panel, curtain panel type, the curtain panel. Okay. So the issue is that because I've defined the width and the height, I'm not letting the panel actually determine that. And that's an issue. So what I need to do is, I think, instead of that being a type parameter, I need to make all that an instance parameter and then lock it that way. So this needs to be an instance parameter. This, let's leave that a type parameter for now. Go back to front. This is going to be an instance parameter. Load that into here. Okay, and now I can drag and lock. Think. I also need to update the. Do I? I think it's actually okay. We'll find out in a second. Did that, and I think that's locked fine. And I've locked it to this for now, but we'll get it rotating here in a second. Let's load that. Oh, the height. Did I do the height? I think I did. I think the height is actually okay. Let's find out. Load that in. There we go. Okay. So now they're all good. I would need to go in and change the offset using, I would have to come in here and find the curtain wall panel. There's the Brie curtain panel. And I would have to change the center of rotation offset this way. So if I had 2 feet there, it should move that. But if the problem is that if I go to like 5 feet, oh no, it actually, it'll move it wherever I want to move it. But I think it'll actually move it outside of the panel here. So if I make this like 5 feet here, we'll have, oh, these are already at 5 feet. So if I make it 6 feet, I'm gonna pretty up my view here real quick, just so it makes it a little bit more readable. So apply template properties, exteriors. There we go. You can see what's done on a little bit better now. So I'll come back down to curtain wall panel, and we make that 6 feet. Yeah, see it moves the rods like way out there. And we don't want that. So we can put something in to control that here in a little bit. All right. So let's go back. Let's just make this like 2 feet for now. Okay. So we've got a nice rotation, center of rotation rod. We've got panels. Let's see if we can get these to move out, rotate. So we're going to go back to our curtain panel here. And this is where we're going to add a reference line. And I'm going to start it right at that guy right there. And this is where it's going to get a little interesting because I've got this locked to these sides here, but what we really need is we need to be able to report this I need to delete that parameter is what I need to do. Panel width. There we go. See if it'll let me do that. Hey, it let me do that. Okay, so let's unlock this. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to see if it will let me align that there. Yep, remove constraint, and then that. And then we want to make sure that this, how do I want to do that? We have to make sure that that panel moves with this. And see, it'll move with it, but not really. So I want to be able I'm looking to see if there's a sweet spot here. We've got what's the exterior face of that wall? Nope. This is going to be center of rotation support. Yeah. What happens if we change this? That it didn't quite work. That's okay, because that gives us something to work from here, which should be a little spot for me to reference to there, but if there's not, what can I do with that? What's up, Tanner? Tanner and Willie, what you guys up to? Staying up late, watching people stream Revit stuff. Trying to figure out a curtain panel assembly for someone on a Discord channel. Got that aligned with that. Now I need to move this so that it's around. I have to figure that out in just a minute. Let's see if I can just get this angle locked here. So we're going to call this panel rotation. Panel rotation. Let's just see what happens if I load that in. Project. Okay. Making some progress here. Let's put the catwalk in real quick. And I think what I want to do for that is I want to make another family. So let's do File, New Family. Call this another generic model. And let's see, let's, instead of the center, let's make this. How do we want that to work? Here's the challenge with this. We're going to have to figure out a system for aligning our curtain wall panel so that we have a reference that is along the face of the structure here. I don't think making this the center front back will really help. Call this back. Call this front. Right. And then what's really going to happen here is we're gonna make an offset from base of structure to center of rotation offsets is what we're going to call that. All right, and we're just going to give that something like 1 feet. What did they say it was? It said that it was something like mentioned a distance there for that. Let's go with that. And then let's assume this is going to be like a 4 by something bar here. Maybe 4 by 4. I don't know. We're going to EQ that. Do support thickness. Right. And then let's look at this from the right. Let's go. We want this to be, I think we want it to go top. We want this, the reference plane to be like the center of the rotation. Is that how we want it to be? Let's try it and see what happens. And just, we can make this a different parameter later, but for now I'm just going to call it support thickness as well. And we're going to create an extrusion here that just locks to those guys right there. Let's bring this all the way across. And all the way across. Needs to be an instance parameter. It's going to be at wall length 5 feet. So that, like, we got that, and then we've got kind of like a structure that, like they just have like a welded frame structure or something. And these guys have something a little bit more complex. They've got like a diagonal deal going on. So it looks like maybe the supports are, it's like they've got multiple ones between. So maybe I don't worry too much about what that is right now. And let's just make a very simple extrusion. Maybe sits on top of that. That's not what I meant to do. Let's just do something like that for now. Okay, we can make it transparent or whatever later on. And then let's just save this as catwalk segment. Let's load this into projects. And what we want to do here, we want this to be like that. That was kind of our arrangement there. And then we want the length match now width. Did we not EQ that out? We did not. Back in. Right. And then we're going to need the same deal that we did here, which is the distance between the support and the structure. We're going to call this center of rotation from structure offset. It's like 80 centimeters. Now the idea here is that the one below is going to help the one on top, so we're going to have to figure out how to get one on the top of the top layer. Be too difficult. Bring this in, we start to look like this now. We've got our bar in between there. Now the issue that we're going to run into is corners here. We're going to have to figure out a solution for that. But that I think is beyond the scope of what I want to work on tonight. The idea here is that we've got something that we can really start from here. I think that's what we need, something to start from. Now, as far as the offset, there's a few different things that we might be able to do. We might be able to, if we change this to a different type of pattern, which might require some massing. We do, let's see here, if we go to massing, let's just do an in-place mass. Yep, that's fine, whatever. Take this and divide surface, and we can, what is it? There's a way. Make this. Something different. I am just failing right now to remember what that is because it's been so long since I've done it. What is it? Insert family wall panel by pattern? I think that's it. What was it? Maybe it was these guys. Let's see. What is it? I'm just going to load all these right now. Because there's something about applying pattern to a surface. Hold on a second. So Revit. Panel pattern. Ah, there it is. So I don't know if there's a staggered. Yeah, see, what I really want is like a staggered pattern. I don't know if I can do that. You can do something like that, and then change. You can do something like that. That's kind of like what we're looking for right there, except rotated. And then what we would need to do is load these adaptive components into that. What we would need to do. No pattern. 90. Like that. That's what it is. I need to make an adaptive component instead of a curtain wall component like this. But we've got a lot of the basics in place and some understanding of what we really need here. So I think that's kind of where we're wanting to go with it. And then maybe we just need to make an adaptive component so that we can maybe just make a mass around it. And then we'll go from there. So I think that's where we're going to be for now. Hope that works. Here, I'm just going to take a snapshot of this. Then post it. Go from there. Yeah. Take care. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you later.